Yeah, this is Point Black. Coming hard and off the card. Coming with the flow straight from the bottle. And coming with the heat from the damn street. This is PBNN Point Black National News, the later, the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well. Because this is what we must do in all ways. You know what I'm saying? We must come with the facts, the crack backs, and the move big to the lion ass lips. This is PBNN Point Black National News. In views and comments of the great Point Black himself. You know what I mean? Now today we're going to talk about a little bit of what's going on. Now, one of the things we're going to start with is the word anti-Semitic. Now, the word anti-Semitic is a word used to psychologically brainwash your brain into thinking that you are wrong and they are right in all ways. Same group you have with the biblical so-called fake-ass Bible that they wrote up. You know what I'm saying? The Bible, that their Bible, whatever they call it, you know what I'm saying, it's supposed to make you feel that you're guilty and they're right. You know what I'm saying? And there was many other factions of the same ideology that we face every day. You know what I'm saying? That we face every day. So we have to start to look at many of these things that they put before us in our ways. You know what I'm saying? So while they're using the word anti-Semitic as this word that they loosely throw around in order to stop people from thinking the right way, one of the questions they need to ask is, if you're talking about anti-Semitic, then why are you in the Gaza Strip or in anywhere doing the same exact thing? That goes for Islam as well. You know what I mean? Christianity, Islam, Torah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Why are you busy telling the people one thing? On the other hand, you are doing another. And then you're in the political arena, influencing the political government of the United States to follow behind the nonsense and protect you in the nonsense and the garbage that you do. You're over here talking about anti-Semitic, but you're in the Gaza Strip doing the same exact thing and 10 times worse. You know what I'm saying? So people have to start falling for a lot of that nonsense that they're putting into our head. You know what I'm saying? Same as we go when you talk about God and Jesus Christ. To me, that's a fictional character or a mind frame of reverse psychology or a matrix in order to put you into a certain matrical form in your mind that you only go a certain distance and not the full length. So we have to start to look at that in itself. You know what I mean? Because when you have people that are talking about, you know, nuclear war and all types of different things, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's sitting up here mentioning why these people are able to go around the planet Earth and do these things to anybody they choose to at any given time they free will. And then they're not coming with just, you know, a couple of pow. They come in with bombs, guns, tanks, planes, all aircraft carriers, you name it. We got supersonic jets, all types of nonsense that we see going on. Rather than using these things to actually stand guard for the country in which they live, they're using it to invade under the guise of Christianity and religion. And they're using these things to give them the right to be able to do these things to people. You know what I'm saying? And this is unfair. The same as we see when you have the tale of tears, when they made all the Native American people at that time in that situation walk all those distances, calling themselves genociding them from the complete area. You know what I'm saying? And made them walk through cold. Many died on the way. Many never survived all the way across the country to a whole other state or some desolate area in which they, you know, wanted them to go, and then removed them from their own land that had history and long standing. This is not something that America and many other countries have been doing, not doing. They've been doing it. They've been doing it for many, many years all across the planet and expect us to accept all of it in all ways. Even the treatment of African Americans or Africans that came to this country we call now America. You know what I'm saying? Even the injustice that were done to them, you know what I'm saying, had been going on even before the America had any of this stuff going on. They were doing it in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So, we know many of the things that they have been doing across the planet is basically something that they have been doing and still doing. But the only way to justify majority of what they're doing is based on their fake religion, and their fake religion that gives them the right. Not the court, not the high court, not this, not that. The political arena based on the influence of using the political power of the country against the people. You know what I'm saying? Such as you have when you have with the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? We see the same thing. You know what I'm saying? When we speak about the replacement theory, many people jump back. Oh, then let the government tell them that we are, what do they call us? I forgot the name they use. Conspiracy theorists. You know what I'm saying? Conspiracy theorists is just another word to get you off of the truth, to make you believe that when the truth is told to you, it's really a lie. Because if it doesn't come from them, then it is. So misinformation and disinformation can come from people defending themselves against a tyrant leadership that has infiltrated our government and now doing treason, using our own military branch and our own military government and police and force and many other things against the people. You know what I'm saying? See? Because you have been elected by, you say you have been elected by the people to serve the people and do the people's business, but in actuality, you are not. You are up there conning, dealing, scraping, scratching, scrumping, bumping, and doing every fucking thing under the sun, the same as you have done many years ago to now. You know what I'm saying? People know exactly what I mean. So when you look at the pandemic and we talk about a replacement theory, you know what I'm saying, we see the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You talking about a bunch of people listen to you and you made them believe in something that was not real, you know what I'm saying? And you even went out and orchestrated the movements of how to psychologically get these people to believe it by bringing in, every port bringing in people traveling on ships or planes coming in. That's a hard thing to prove that is true, number one. Scientifically, that can only be done by the government itself, because not everybody's going to be on the airport seeing if the person is sick, testing, or whatever the case may be. All the people travel back and forth. So for them to say that, you know what I'm saying? And then even when we saw the stuff came in with the ships and the little ships around it, y'all remember during the pandemic saying that ship was loaded with COVID, the most deadliest virus in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, you were telling the people this prior to even the election. Let's go back quite a ways when they were ramping this up. Let's say maybe 6, 7, 8 years back, when Bill Gates was going around the world ramping this up, making them believe this is true, making them believe that this is coming, making them believe he knows the virus coming, but nobody else in the whole wide world knows. So he's going around as a philanthropist, giving them this stuff and saying that when it comes, you will have all the medicines and all the things that you need. Now, the same thing we saw with CDC and the World Health Organization as well. You know what I'm saying? You don't get away at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who's funding you, who's backing you, and this. You have lost the trust of the United States citizens by all means. That's a damn shame. When the citizens of a country do not trust even the medical institution that is there to protect you when you get sick, when you break your leg, when you have certain diseases, when you have certain things that happen to your body that only the medical field can really, have the time, and that's what they do to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now it's to the point where you lost even the trust of even that. You know what I'm saying? And it's very ashamed to see that the medical field of a country can fall out of grace to the point of total distrust in all ways. Now, the reason why they're saying doing this and doing that was ramping it up, even going back to Bill Gates and them, they knew full well what they were doing in the world. And they knew for well that the people are beginning to find out through the internet or wherever they find out, and a lot of information is coming out, and a lot of things are beginning to come their direction. And even when they're coming up, even knowing that they were going to do this, you know what I'm saying, they tried to blame it on Trump and everybody else and everything else and all this and that and the third and the fourth. Once they orchestrated the whole thing, they told the people to do it, the people did it, the people went and got boop up to the boop, whatever, and they got what they got. But the question that the people must ask is simply this: if you had to do it, you were being penalized for it. You were being, they were putting, excuse me, let me do some, a little tight, woo! I don't know why I do that. I lost weight, and now all of a sudden when I lost weight, I start making my belt more tighter than it's supposed to be. Now, but you always loosen your belt as men, especially after a meal. You know what I mean? Give your stomach a chance to breathe out and digest. You know what I'm saying? You chucking it is not good. But at the same time, now you're telling the people to do all this. But the simple question that needs to be asked is this: you penalize the people. I'm going to make a statement. You penalize the people with mandates, executive orders, and all type of weaponization by an elected official using the medical field, the police department, and many other things. At the same time, using the police department, you still were talking about defund the police, but want them to go out and do their stuff, their work. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you tell them all this, you make it seem like there was such a dramatization. You had people up there talking about take the salt and all kinds of stuff up there on Long Island and shit, and this and that, and driving the people because you wanted to, I guess, depopulate the people or whatever it is. But the question that people would have to ask in itself is, the question they would have to ask is simply this: why did you have to do it? And why did they weaponize the government literally against the people? You know what I mean? You don't have to go through every intricate of it. But the people coming across the border didn't have, why the people coming over the border had to do it? That's the question we must ask. The people coming over the border didn't have to do it. They got money, credit cards, hotel stays, and all this. And you see some of them still out there, whatever. But they didn't have to do what you have to do, and the government didn't weaponize against them. But they're coming into the United States. So the question must be, and the question you must ask, is to look at the difference between the two and understand the replacement theory in itself. Point Black is going to come back on another one anyway on this, because we have a lot of talking to do.